vocal tuning too. So I'm going to try to adjust my gimbal here as we go. But a lot of you have been asking, like, how exactly do you patch this when you're getting that set up? And so I want to show you guys what's going on and how we've got it set up here, how we've got it set up so that in case the computer crashes, you're not up a creek with your vocals not working, because that would be really bad. Let me see if I can fix this. Nope, still not fixed. We're going to go freestyle. Hang on. It's the beauty of live video, right? So I hope you guys are doing awesome. We are running the X32. Let me flip this around. We are on firmware 4.06. And so this is how it's going to look for you, but it's all going to be pretty much the same. You can see on my input list here, I've got my drums, bass, guitars, instruments on my first layer. On my DCAs and VCAs, we've got drums, bass, guitars, keys, tracks, and vocals effects, and speaking mics. Here on the second layer, this is where things get interesting. We've got our vocal channels, and these are where the mics are plugged into. We've also got our vocal return channels. Sorry, the contrast isn't awesome, but this says, all the vocals, but it's got a little T beside there so that I know that those are the ones that are tuned. So we've got our ones coming straight in from the preamps. We've got the ones coming back from the computer. I'm going to show you how we're doing this today. Also, all the monitoring is coming from these. So in the patch setup, you can see the P16 outputs are all coming off of these channels. The sends coming into Live Professor are coming off those channels as well. You can see here, this says input 17 and output 25. We'll get to that in just a minute on how we do it in the console. Because what I want to be able to do, so trying to flip around. What I want to be able to do is if things crash and burn, I want to be able to just shove up faders, or really I want my volunteers to be able to shove up faders, because I'm here as a regular congregant along with a lot of guys just like you. I'm mostly just wanting to go to church and I volunteer once a month. So there's mostly somebody else running it. I could set this up more complicated if it was just me, but it's not just me, and I prefer it that way. So if you're with me and if my audio's good and if everything's working so far, go ahead and hit that thumbs up so I can see that. Because going live is perilous. That's just the way it goes. So we've got our gross motor skills that we use. So things fail, we've got these tuned vocals coming back. Computers crash. We just shove these faders up and pull these down. We've got vocals again, right? The other thing is this keeps these vocal channels free so that everything is just going to the monitors straight up. There's no latency, there's no tuning, there's nothing going on funky with the monitors. So we can deal with that, and that becomes a much better deal as well. So that's how I've got it set up on the console. Let me show you how I've routed it on the computer. So I've got X32 edit open and it's not connected, but it's the same show file. We can see on our inputs, our source inputs for 1 through 24 are all normal. The only thing that I've changed now is that my inputs for 25 through 32 are coming from the user in tab. So then we're going to go over to the user in tab. And you can see here, even if I switched everything over to user in, all these are patched 1-to-1, except for this little batch over here on 25 through 32. And you can see over here, I've got it coming back on card 25 through 28 for my 4 vocal channels. So over here on Live Professor, you can see on each of these vocal channels, it's coming in on in27, it's coming out on out 25. So, it's going sequentially there through the different vocal channels. So this lets me have a separate feed coming back to the console on a different channel so that when it comes back here, these are tuned and can easily be replaced with this. Now, if you guys know anything about stress, stress tends to make your your fine motor skills and your critical thinking skills go away. It's really easy to get lost in the weeds when you're stressed. So, and gross motor skills. So yes, there might be a way to find a scene where you could quickly recall a scene that only adjusts the patching of those channels so that you can send it to the card. Maybe you're doing it on a different console and that's the option that you have. The reason I don't, and you're good to go. Hopefully that's been helpful for you guys. You understand what the patching is doing for those input channels and how we got there. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any other topics you'd like to see, I'm getting ready to create a new batch of videos, so I'd love to hear from you on that. Drop those in the comments as well. As always, subscribe, hit the little bell, and hit that thumbs up to let me know if you liked this. And if you're going to start doing vocal tuning at your church, let me know. All right, you guys have an awesome day, and we will see you back here next time.